Hi, good morning, dear friends from Cloud Native. Because it's a rainy day and it's really hard for me to find a taxi, so see so many people here, I think you are the hardcore fans of a Cloud Native. Actually, I wait for the taxi for half an hour, and I nearly missed today's presentation. And yesterday, I also come to this venue, and I could not find a seat. I end up find myself in the second floor, and so it's really nice to see all of you again this morning. Today, I will talk from Huawei's perspective to talk our experience of the cloud-native technologies, our journey, and also the best practice. And as you can see the title here, it's about extending the power of cloud-native from cloud to edge device and chipset. And actually, we are an early start for Kubernetes and also cloud-native, and also we established and when the CNCF first established in 2015, actually we are the first batch to join. So now 4 or 5 years has passed, and in the cloud-native area, we believe there are 4 megatrends. One is edge. So in terms of computing, and before it is in the center of the cloud, and now it is extending to the edge. And the second megatrend is multi-cloud, because most of our clients believe that no matter it's public cloud or private cloud, there is no one cloud we can say that it is absolute safe or secure in terms of the communications and also data, and we cannot guarantee that no one cloud is 100% safe. So we cannot put all the eggs into one basket, and therefore we have the multi-cloud trend. And also the third trend is AI, artificial intelligence. We can find this trend all over the place. It is really permissive. And for Kubernetes technologies and also the platform, we need to support better development of artificial intelligence. And the fourth trend is heterogeneous. We believe diversity is the key word here, and we cannot concentrate all the algorithm onto the GPU or onto the 86 chipset, and we will have the ARM ecosystem and also Huawei ecosystem, and therefore I believe that heterogeneous is also a way into the future for Kubernetes and also for cloud native. We really need to embrace the heterogeneity. And for the rest of the time I will talk about Huawei's journey from the 4 aspects I have mentioned. The first is to bring cloud native to edge. So a little bit more than 2 years ago, we began to look at this topic, take a hard look. As you all know, in terms of edge computing, well, it is not a new thing. So edge computing is, well, for me it's like a cliche, but before when we talk about edge computing and we talk about embedded devices, and therefore it seems to be detached from cloud-native technologies. About 2 years ago, we came to realize that edge computing, actually, this scenario has a lot of common denominator of the native cloud-native technologies. For instance, in terms of the management node of edge computing, it also faces the issue of storage, and also we have a higher bar for the application of edge computing, and many people and also many enterprises are embracing containerization and also microservice. But it cannot be integrated with the on-cloud technology before. So 2 years ago, we have the Kuber Edge. So as you can see, it is about how to bring cloud native to edge. And for such a project, Kuber Edge, it is not to simply copy and paste Kubernetes to the edge, but we want to really create a synergy. So how can we create a synergy between Kubernetes Edge and also the cloud center? Why we need to have such a synergy? So when we talk about artificial intelligence on the cloud, of course, we need to fully utilize the immense data volume on the cloud and to do a lot of training on the cloud. And also, in terms of inference, the lightweight inference, we can push it to the edge. So we need to have the synergy. And also, when talk about edge, actually the resources is quite fixed. The resource pool is not that big. So at the peak of the business, we can scale the computing capability from edge to the cloud. So that's the reason why we want to promote Kubernetes Edge. And last year, on the first conference of a KubeCon, well, actually I released it. And in March this year, it's a great honor and also pleasure for us to see that Kubernetes Edge become a part of CNCF. And last month, we improved it a lot in terms of reliability and also stability. And therefore, I'd like to announce that we can see, or now we officially released the version 1.0 of Kubernetes Edge. And we basically focus on three aspects. One is device edge cloud synergy, and also edge mesh, and also high performance large scale. And for the version 1.0, it is really lightweight. And for its total size is only 45. And also it only needs 128 memory. And also it can manage a little bit more than 4,000 nodes. And it has been verified by Huawei IEF. So in the past 1 year, in the IEF service of Huawei, we began to use Kubernetes Edge and also its relevant scenarios. For instance, in terms of facial recognition, quality inspection, and OCR, and also driver behavior analysis, we have really extensive application of Kubernetes Edge. And according to us, we believe it enjoys a very rosy picture ahead. So we welcome all of you to pitch in Kubernetes Edge and to build a wonderful ecosystem for edge computing and also synergy between edge and cloud. And the second I'd like to talk about is a multi-cloud. Well, actually, in 2019, in March, we promote the world's first commercial version of a federation. And we're really a forerunner in this aspect because we receive a lot of requirements from our clients. For instance, they have put in place their private database, and also they are using cloud from different vendors. And we usually say to our clients that containers are standardized products, and a container is like container for shipping industry. And for the biggest advantage of Kubernetes is also about standardization. So many clients say that why you have such a standard level of a standardization, why I cannot centrally manage the containers from different vendors. Actually, now we can do that. So in 2015, we began to incubate Federation project. And in 2018, we released the version of 2.0 of a Federation. And during the journey, we have accumulated a lot of experience. So on this slide, you can see the typical scenarios of application. So we have MCP. Well, there are three major scenarios. One is regional business strategy. And for different clients, they can be distributed onto the different cloud. And also we can have the intelligent traffic distribution. This is also used by a lot of our clients. For instance, in China now we enjoy a very rosy stock market, and at 9 o'clock, many people will wait to see the transaction volume and also the trend of the stock. And therefore, now the private cloud is not enough. Then we need to also get help from the public cloud, so we can use this function. And also, we have disaster recovery. So when the private cloud has some issue, then I can use public cloud, or if the public cloud A has some issue, I can use the cloud B. And also for the third part, when talk about Kubernetes, this cloud-native technology, and for the current version, it still supports the GPU and also 86 chipset architecture. But in the future, we will have more and more artificial intelligence chip, and also based on ARM architecture. And therefore, now in Huawei, I and my team is trying to enable Kubernetes to give a better support to Kunpeng ecosystem and also Ascend AI chip. So in the past several months, we will release the platform that can enable the Kubernetes to better support all these ecosystems. And for Kunpeng ecosystem and also for Ascend AI chip, we will contribute all the relevant technologies and also application and also platform to Kubernetes, and in order to enable a better support. And lastly, well, since 4 years ago, Kubernetes has developed rapidly. And for the cloud-native technology, it's really developed by leaps and bounds. It is beyond our imagination as 4 years ago. And before, a lot of work focused on provide support for application. So Kubernetes is about a stateless application and also containerization and also orchestration and also scheduling. But when talking about its support for AI power and also big data, and for the batch high-performance scheduling, actually we face a lot of challenges and issues. So in practice, Huawei has developed AI container and to support AI service. And during the journey, we realized that we need to have a new layer of architecture and also high-performance scheduling layer. So we want to open source this layer. We call this layer as Volcano. This is the name of our layer. So in the future, when talking about the support of AI and also big data, we hope that Kubernetes can provide a volcano-like energy. So this is our open source address on GitHub. And yesterday, I enjoyed a lunch with the father of Linux, and he said, "Talk is cheap, show me the code." And it's really echo with my faith. And we always say that we need to really get down to the earth and be really pragmatic and to write the code, to fix the code. And we open all of our codes and also our technology on the GitHub. And you are more than welcome to join us. And also in the future, we want to donate our technologies to the CNCF community.
This is my last slide, and it's my great delight that in many years, the Huawei company, together with the CNCF, we grow together. Yesterday, And there was a slide from James' slide, and which was spread out in my WeChat. In 2015, only Huawei is the only member of Linux, but now it has 40 members. When I saw that slide, I had a lot of pressure when I saw that slide, because there's another proverb in China, which is really alerting, which means you get up early but you miss everything. I do have this concern. That's why our partners and colleagues are working so hard. We are the earliest to embrace cloud native and the first of join the CNCF. And we should keep working harder, make our contribution to this community. Therefore, in this 1 year, we have done a lot of things, such as our Coordinative Day, and our presentation and dissemination of cloud-native technologies arouse awareness of the Chinese companies. We have done a lot of work. In total, 7,000 audience engaged in our offline activities. And in recent 1 year, we published 4 books on the cloud-native technologies. And it's our great delight. The publishers told us it was in a it has a very good sales. I strongly feel that cloud-native technology is booming in China. 3 years ago, we talked to the customers to explain why Kubernetes is better than Dogswarm, why Kubernetes is a trend. Now, no one doubts it. Everyone's focus stays on and how to utilize Kubernetes and how to penetrate Kubernetes to every corner and to different sectors. Probably when you are in Shanghai, you strongly feel this. When you get into the hotels, you need to have the face recognition. And this is one of the Kubernetes application. And you know the primary school students in China will also have the face recognition. And very interesting phenomena in China, you go to concerts, pop star concerts, you need to have your face scans, and those victims on run and will be caught up by the police whenever there is a pop star concert. Thank you so much. And Huawei keeps its commitment in cloud native and provides our good technology to the community. Let's work together to grow cloud native, make contribution to the humankind. Thank you.